Mr. Bradshaw at addsometouryourincome.com here to answer the question, what is the income limit for food stamps? I'm going to go into what that program is now called, the actual qualifications that you need, what is the amount that you need, how is that figured out, can it change month by month, both for you and for the program. I'm going to get a little bit personal as well in an effort to both connect with you and we'll connect exactly with a focus at the end, or a discussion a little bit at the end, about ways to increase your income, which is my main message. Let's dive in. So the question is, what is that limit? What is the income limit for food stamps? I have asked this question of I can speak about this because I wondered, for us, would we qualify for food stamps? Let me share a little bit of a teacher moment. The school I was teaching at put in a food pantry. I was a part of putting it together, and in that process, I arranged to receive food from the food pantry to help feed my family of 6 with 4 growing children. This caused me to learn about other food pantries. One day after school, on my way home, I decided to go to a food pantry. And as soon as I'd gotten myself in line, I realized I didn't really look like someone who needed food. In fact, not only did I have the thought that other people are wondering why I'm even there, the person behind me got bold enough to ask and actually said, "You don't look like someone who needs food. Why are you here?" Of course, everyone else in line is pretending to still look at their phones, but no thumbs are moving. I turned around and I said, "You're right. I don't look like someone who needs food. However, I'm a teacher and I've got 4 young kids, and it's kind of tough. And so I'm here to get food just to make sure we have plenty of food." She replied, "Wow, yeah, we don't pay our teachers enough." I never went to another food bank. I realized we weren't that poor. It was a tough realization for me. So enough about personal moment. Let's move into some more material here. Food stamps. Why food stamps? Why are you at that point? Why was I at the point that I was even looking at what is the qualification for food stamps? It's because things are so tight. Things are so tough. And you want some help, and you've heard about this, and so you want to know, is there something there for me? Do I qualify for this? Am I that far down? And this program is set up, by the way, it's not called the food stamps anymore. It's SNAP, supplemental nutrition. It'll come to me. SNAP. Anyway, most people still call it food stamps. The program was set up for those who are in deep need, which is why there is a limit. There is a limit to the amount that you can make. This is so that the money for the food truly goes to low-income families. And I'm glad to be speaking to you because I feel I connect with you. I feel I've been there, or at least close to it. SNAP, Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program. That's what SNAP is. Anyway, so the thing that it will look at is how many people are in the household. How many are there at that given time. Because if it changes month by month, it can change whether or not you qualify, which leads to this, can you be back and forth on having the food assistance and not? And the answer is yes, because it really does depend on the income. The question really seems to ask what income is included, and it does have income, and I'll get to that. However, what we discovered was even though based on the income numbers we would qualify for food assistance, we didn't qualify for another reason. And that was because we had other resources. So I'm going to put here the list. So if you have more than $5,000 in any of these areas, and it's not just these areas, as it's saying. If you have $5,000 in the bank, then you will not be receiving food assistance from the SNAP program, which I think I just said SNAP program, where I said the program again, and the acronym has program in it. From SNAP is what I should say. Totally negating the last letter of it. Anyway, Supplemental Nutrition Assistant Program doesn't need to be abbreviated to SNAP program. SNAP program. I'm having a little bit too much fun with this. Please go with me on some levity right there. Keep that in mind, and now we'll get to the actual numbers. This is for the state that I'm in. You can look it up, and it's really close to the same across the nation. So in my family of 6, if I'm bringing home less than $3,809 a month, I would qualify. Again, I didn't, simply because of the resources that we had that we've squirreled away and saved. Know that there are other rules about it. For example, your payment comes out based on your birth date, the year of your birth. You do have a monthly check-in just to double check that you still can get it. And sometimes you have to be involved in other things like employment and employment training, or just development training for yourself to get yourself out of there, which is the whole hope. You know, you have the funds for a while and then you're able to move on. I'd like to start now asking and looking at, well, do you have other valuables? Do you have other things that will make it so that you can feel like you have enough income? We were at this point, and you might have seen those numbers, and now you know about the 5,000. Well, then what? Because I don't qualify for that, so now what do I do? Well, what do you have that's valuable? I want to point out connections as being one of the most important one. Your connections to other people can help you to see an increase in your income. I, of course, love to talk about the 3 incomes. You're probably in a situation where you're not seeing labor income, or really low pay. Your passive income isn't flowing with all the things that you've been creating and you're hoping to share with the world that's valuable. So maybe focus in on gift income for a while. Where is your next loaf of bread going to come from? Who do you know? How are you going to make it work out? If you do get onto the SNAP, I hope you find both the strength to live that and the willpower to go beyond it. Maybe using those connections you have. I'm going to go bigger here on the screen again. Maybe using those connections you have. Maybe you've got something. You've got your story. You've got what you've got. You've got a song in your heart. You've got a dance in your feet. You have a story to tell in your mind. You have things that are valuable. And I hope that for all of us, we get above the poverty mentality and always accepting the handout. Accept it when you need it, being brave enough to accept that, and then be able to move beyond it. Find that willpower, find that drive, find your purpose and fulfill it. And I know when you do, more money comes to you. And this will just become a small piece of your story like it is for me. I look forward to seeing you on the other side.